This is where music and sports collide. You're listening to Sport Beats with Darrin, Pfeiffer, and Tyler Stewart.
Welcome back to Sport Beats, everybody. That is the music of No Doubt and Spiderwebs. They have a new record coming out, and we did a lot of touring. We did Goldfinger and No Doubt, so hopefully we'll do it again in the summer of 2012, maybe early 2013. We'll have to wait and see. Tyler Stewart, my co-host, not here. Lonnie Schwartz from Hockey54.com joining me. Hey, Lonnie.
Nice to be here, and you're playing one of my high school guilty pleasures because, as you pointed out last week, when you were in high school, if you loved metal, you weren't allowed to love anything else.
Especially No Doubt.
You would ruin your rep. But the minute I saw Gwen Stefani doing this in the video, Spiderwebs, I was like, who's this band?
Yeah.
Attention grabbing right away, and it was my guilty pleasure throughout high school. Now I can freely admit I like No Doubt, but I mean, in high school, it was like, no, Metallica, Pantera, Black Sabbath, Megadeth, No Doubt, no, they're terrible.
I don't like
no,
stupid.
Dumb, girl singer.
Yeah, their drummer, Adrian Young, is a fantastic golfer, a scratch golfer, and he makes me so angry when I play with him. But he's a good guy, loves golf, loves basketball. Here's my interview with the drummer for No Doubt, Mr. Adrian Young, on Sport Beats.
Hey, Darrin, how are you?
I'm doing good. The weather here in Toronto, in Canada, is getting warmer as the days and weeks go on. It's not California, so I'm looking forward to getting back on the golf course. It's been several months. You know, winter is come and gone, but I'm looking forward to getting back on the links. You, on the other hand, living in Long Beach, I do believe that's where you live. You golf year-round.
I do. I'm a spoiled Southern California boy.
And you have a golf course in your backyard, so that's extremely convenient, isn't it?
It's very good if you love golf as much as I do.
Let's talk a little bit about everybody's favorite topic, Tiger Woods. I mean, he finished at Bay Hill. He finished strong there, and then he goes to the Masters and has a disappointing finish. Do you attribute that to his change in his swing, or was he just couldn't handle the pressure of like following up at Bay Hill?
I'm going to speculate. I don't really know. I doubt it's feeling the pressure of following up at Bay Hill. I think he was in a funk with his swing, and he still is. He may feel more pressure than he used to, perhaps. I don't know. But compared to the average guy on tour, he doesn't feel pressure. I mean, the guy just won at Bay Hill. I mean, it's not. He knows how to win again. He's just having trouble staying comfortable on the golf course with his body.
I mean, someone would attribute that to maybe his change of his swing. I mean, if you watched his swing at Bay Hill and then you watch his swing at the Masters, it's pretty radically different, even for someone who doesn't follow golf as much as maybe you or I. Were you able to see that change? And do you think that maybe he should have changed it up maybe in the second or third round back to his old swing?
Well, it's hard to say, but, I mean, in golf, you can make a swing change and do really well with it, and then fall out of those changes, and that happens to a lot of players, whether you're on PGA Tour or whether you're a 20 handicap. And he obviously fell out of whatever his groove was and what he was doing at Bay Hill, and that's a lot of it's putting too. Because he used to be one of the best putters on tour, and if he's not putting well, he's going to have a hard time.
Yeah, they say drive for show, putt for dough. That's where all the championships are really won, on the green. In conversation here with Adrian Young from the band No Doubt. So Bubba Watson wins the Masters. Do you think that was a good win for him?
Well, he wears his emotions on his sleeve, and it's kind of humanizing. It's cool. He's not a robot out there, and a lot of tour players kind of are looked at as robots, but that's what they do for a living, is to be in the zone and not let outside factors come into play. But he's an emotional guy, and plus his unorthodox way of playing and not, being brought up with traditional golf swing is also really interesting to watch. And I think for, average golf fans, they like to see that, because your average golf fan has a funky swing themselves. So it makes them feel like, I don't have to have a perfect golf swing to be a good golfer. But I got to say, that last shot he hit into the last playoff hole, unreal.
The one when he was in the fringe there, like way into the woods, and he hooked it out?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an unbelievable shot.
Sure was.
When it landed, I was like, oh my God, it's probably one of the best golf shots I've ever seen in my life. From how deep he was into that little wooded area to where the ball landed was just phenomenal. It's almost like it was like a remote control ball.
Yeah, it's the way it's spun on the green. It was wicked.
Yeah, it really was. Joined on the phone here at Sport Beats with Adrian Young from the band No Doubt. Let's switch from the green to the hard court and basketball. You've been following the Lakers and their run to their next championship?
I have. At times they look good, and at times they don't. It depends who's going to show up. I'm going to be pulling for them, as I always have since I was a kid. Who will they face next?
God, I think it's going to be Oklahoma.
Yeah, I think they're going to have a tough time with Oklahoma.
And they'll have a very tough time with Oklahoma. If you look at their season series, they only beat them once, and that took, I think, 2 or 3 overtimes to beat them. And that's when Meta World Peace took through the elbow and got suspended and took out one of their best players. And the other 3 games, they lost. So if they're going to go against Oklahoma, they're going to have their work cut out for them.
I think a lot of it depends on down low. If Gasol and Bynum really dominate down low, that can dramatically change Thunder's game plan and how they're used to normally winning and being successful. But sometimes Bynum shows up, sometimes he doesn't show up. And same with Gasol. If those guys are productive, it also takes a lot of pressure off of Kobe.
Yeah, the one thing that Oklahoma City has against the Lakers is a better transition team, and they also defend the transition ball better than, let's say, Denver, for example, the team they're facing right now. I think if they go against Oklahoma City, they're going to have to keep a guy high, which really plays against the way the Lakers play basketball, which are points in paint and then kicking it back out to Kobe. So it'll be a tough series, but you know what? It's the playoffs, and anything can happen.
Well, I agree with what you're saying about the transition, but keep in mind, Ramon Sessions wasn't on the Lakers during probably, 2 of those losses to the Thunder, and he makes a difference transition-wise.
Yeah, for sure.
As much as I love Fisher, Fisher was a lot older than when he was a faster player, and so I just think Sessions could make things a little different. But if I had to predict right now, I think it's going to be Thunder Heat in the finals.
That would be an amazing final for sure. Talking to Adrian Young from the band No Doubt. Adrian, talking about the band right now, you guys have finished recording, and what's the next phase? Mixing, mastering, and would you have a release date yet set in stone?
Yeah, we're mixing right now, and our release date is September 25.
Wow, that must be so exciting to finally have some new No Doubt material, and you'll probably be on a world tour for probably 3 years, 3 to 10 years.
So I don't know about that, because young children, and if this was 15 years ago, we'd probably go out for that long. But I think the goal is to go out and tour the world again. It's been a very long time, and that would be fantastic. We would be very excited to do so.
Well, listen, if Goldfinger and No Doubt paths cross again, I guarantee you that come the last show, we won't come on stage again.
Okay.
Do you remember what happened in New York City?
Anymore either. Well, I remember it. I remember it distinctly.
Oh yeah, I remember cleaning your drums for about 3 hours before we could party with you guys, and I remember your sound guy screaming at us and demanding that we clean everything up. I think we might have gone a little overboard with the chocolate syrup and the mustard.
Well, they're pouring eggs and flour and chocolate and syrup on drum heads. After a certain point, they stop making noise.
Yeah, the cymbals too.
Last song. Yeah, they just don't produce noise anymore, and it was at that point the song was over.
I'm sorry, man. It makes for a good memory.
I thought it was funny.
I know you guys were all laughing, but your crew were not pleased. So we spent, it wasn't 3 hours, but we did spend a couple minutes cleaning up the equipment before we went downstairs and had some drinks and party. But it's fun. I mean, you guys will be on the road later this fall. We have a new record as well. So I'm sure our paths will cross maybe at a festival here or a show there. It'll be nice to catch up with you guys again.
Right on, dude.
I'm looking forward to the new record. Thanks, Adrian. I appreciate your time, buddy.
Thanks, dude.
Always nice to talk to one of my good friends, Adrian Young from the band No Doubt. He is the drummer, and it's exciting, Lonnie, when you hear that they are going to be releasing a new record in the middle of September. It's been a long, long time since they released some brand new music, and the fact that they're in a studio mixing and mastering the record right now is so exciting for me because I'm a fan.